You're just doing the couch to 5K and it's wearing you out. Is there anything else you could do? Absolutely. Check this out. What's up, people? It's Challenge Physio, and in this video we are going to look at some things that you could do to supplement your couch to 5K journey. Now, I'm not going to cover the couch to 5K plan because the NHS app here in the UK and some of the other sources out there that list what you need to do for the couch to 5K are all brilliant. They're very detailed. They stage the progress typically through 9 weeks to get you running that 5K from start to finish. However, what I often hear and see in clinic is when people have started to do the couch to 5K, they're met with discomfort, aches and pains. They often get injured quite quickly because there's a few things that the plans don't tell you that we're going to cover here on this video. So what I'm going to offer you is 6 great little things, little hacks that you can just add to your couch to 5K program to ensure that you enjoy it more and you are less likely to get injured as you go through the process and progress. These 6 hacks can easily be added in so that you cover them very quickly before you set out on the day for your jog into your run, or, and better still, you try to incorporate these on a daily basis, at least once a day, again, just to help your body react and respond to what you are asking it to do. The most common thing that I hear from people that use the couch to 5K is how shocked they were at the sudden load that this puts on your breathing. So it makes sense. The first thing we're going to cover is how to improve the breathing before you're asking it to work harder. So what I want you to do is work on your diaphragm reflexes and opening of the rib cage. Now that sounds complicated, but it's not. It's simple. Just make a really light fist. Don't tense. Make sure that you're using the flat surface of the lower part of your knuckles. Find the breastbone. Place that flat part on the breastplate and rub. You can rub as gently or as hard as you wish. It can be uncomfortable. It's going to be especially uncomfortable on the side that you're dominant on, where the chest is likely to be tightest. You are going to rub your chest to generate some local heat, stimulate some blood flow, and ultimately, make you want to take a deep breath in. Try that for about 20 to 30 seconds, just to warm it all up. Nice! Woo! Okay, exercise number 2, also as important with the rib cage, is the fact, remember, that it is your second most important shock absorber. There's another video where we talk about this in more detail. That'll be up there in the corner of the screen so you can click through to hear more about the science behind that. But for now, we want your rib cage to operate like a shock absorber as best as it can. Now remember, your rib cage is one of the main rotating parts of your body, and we don't rotate enough. When we're sitting at our desk, we just round the spine off and it gets stiff. So it'll make sense if we add some rotation to your warm-up. Think about lifting your elbows slightly higher away from your waist, nearer to the line of your shoulder, and rotate your trunk in both directions as comfortably as you can, building it up with each rotation. Don't try and fly around in one direction straight away and irritate the rest of your spine. Just build up the rotation. If you're doing this, following on from waking up your diaphragm, you'll find that the rib cage should rotate easier. Nice, simple rotations, either way. Take a note of which ones feel more comfortable, which side. The one that feels stiffer, it would make sense to do more in that direction. This hack is a gem. I'm telling you, the amount of people, not just those that are going back into running with the couch to 5K, but the seasoned runners amongst you, so often neglect this area, and yet it holds massive amount of potential for making your running better. That area obviously is your shoulders. Yes, your shoulders are crucial for allowing your running to feel more efficient. Do you know, I would go as far as saying that if you just ignored all these other exercises and you only had time for one exercise warm-up before you ran, this is the one to do. And those of you that are familiar with the channel, you're not going to be surprised to see this one. It's the shoulder rolling. Loosening those shoulders, getting them to lift up and back off your trunk is absolutely essential for allowing your arms to travel properly when you start running. Now, you can do them both at the same time if you wish. You can alternate, one up followed by the other. My personal preference, having done them for so long, is working out which one feels the stiffest and focusing on that. Now, I'll work mostly with my right arm throughout the day. I'll get tight across the front of my chest, and by loosening the shoulder girdle, nice gentle rub across the front of the chest underneath the collarbone, assisting that rotation, I know that my arm and my shoulder can travel freer around my rib cage. So why is that so important? Well, when you start running, you will naturally go back into swinging your arms. Your arms are going to travel far quicker, side to side, in a bid to allow the legs and hips to move easier. Now, if you've got in the habit, like most of us, that when you move across the ground normally in a steady walk, you'll probably find your arms aren't swinging an awful lot. But as soon as you pick up the pace, it becomes instinctive, intuitive to start moving with your arms. And we need this. We need the arm swing to allow the hips and the legs to swing freer. So loosen up your shoulders before you set out. And if you can, consider doing it more often throughout the day. All right, we're moving down, obviously. We've started high, we're getting down lower through the body and into another really important area to try and mobilize. Again, especially if you are following this program, having been sat most of the day. We're down into your hips. The hips and the attachment we have around the pelvis needs to be loose, it needs to be mobile so that your legs can carry and travel with ease. Really simple exercises here, some rotation around those joints. So start with some hip circles, nice big circles of the pelvis, rotating all the way around, pivoting on both hips. This is similar to the shoulder rotations. The key here is to get a feel for which side feels that it can move through comfortably. Compare that to the other side, and if you find that there's one side that's particularly stiff, we're going to work on that one a little bit more. So circles in both directions. Picture drawing a circle round the body, around the base, around your feet. Big swinging circles. Excellent. Something else you can consider doing, practice your balance. Standing on one leg is going to help the muscles around the pelvis, the muscles through the trunk, get used to you running. So, anytime you can throughout the day, stand on one leg. Consider doing that whilst you're brushing your teeth, or maybe you've put the kettle on to boil and you're waiting for that. But give yourself the opportunity to feel and get used to standing through one leg at a time. The better the balance, the easier you will progress through the program. Give it a go. Okay, and finally, we're right down at the floor. It kind of makes sense that before you set off onto that brisk walk into your jogs, you should loosen up your ankles. Remember, in my opinion, and as the science suggests, these are your main shock absorbers. If your ankles have become stiff because you've been sat most of the day at work, we need to free them up before you set out and ask them to work harder. Great little exercise, simple ankle circles. So there's a little memory from, even if you're just getting back into these sort of exercises from your PE days at school, most of us have done a good old ankle circle in our time. Remember, you're up onto the ball of your foot, circling around the ball of the foot. Picture your heel behind you, doing a really big circle in both directions. You may hear your ankle click and crack. As long as that doesn't hurt, it's absolutely fine. You're just freeing up the space in the joint from where it's become congested and stiff with being still all day. Give yourself a little walk on the spot, traveling through your ankles just to feel how they are. A couple of little squats, little split squats. Yeah, loosen them up. Woo! They're feeling good. There you go, guys. Some really simple mobilizing exercises that would be brilliant to do just before you set out on your couch to 5K runs. But as I said at the start, consider using some of them throughout the day, even when you're not running. Those mobilizing exercises of those particular joints will only be of benefit when you ask your body to start running. I hope you've enjoyed the video. As always, if you know someone else that would benefit from seeing this, please feel free to share a link to this one, and also consider subscribing to the channel, clicking the bell button so you're notified of any new ones that are released, and contact if you need to. Anything you want me to cover, I'd love to hear from you. All right, guys, enjoy your running, keep going at it, and take care. See you soon.